What up, boys? Welcome back to another Reddit review. Oh, I hit the mic! What up, boys? Welcome back to another Reddit review. You know how these go. I'm not going to explain the series. Today, we're just going to be looking through Reddit and we're going to be reviewing the stuff so I can put some clickbait stuff in the title and thumbnail, and then you're all like, click that, and then I get views and it's all good. Once more, thank you all for the support in the last video. You guys seem to enjoy these. The comments are always like, I love this series, and this is sort of original, right? I don't think anyone else does this, so this is my thing now. If anyone else does this, then please go tell them my thing, and nobody else can use it ever. I'm joking, of course. Just sitting and looking at Reddit is nothing original. Manly voice. What was that? It was like manly voice in my most effeminate, one of those words, voice ever. Feminine, that's the word I'm looking for. God, I'm good at language. Also rejoined by mug of tea because I'm a young, strapping British lad. God, that was cringe. That was awful to say. I'm just gonna drink tea and forget that I exist. Okay, life's better now. That's all you have to do when you're like from Britain. Like, anything bad, you just tea and it's all good. Let's get into the bloody Reddit stuff. Bloody? Who says bloody? Nobody says that. It's like 2019. I'm so English. Alright, into the Reddit. Hey there, I'm Dario, a new community manager for Clash Royale. In other words, Drew Psychic, and most probably another face on TV Royale. So they're hiring more people to do the TV Royales. I mean, in general, they're hiring more people, which is always a good thing, because the Supercell teams are generally really small, and I think it hurts their games in many ways, because they can't really do all the big stuff that these bigger games are doing. And maybe that's how they want it, but that's not how I want it, and that's all that's important, right? No, obviously, but it's my Reddit review, so in my opinion, like, God, that sounds so bad. This is my review, I give my opinion. No, of course not, but in my opinion, I think that having the smaller team actually hurts the games, and if they had a bigger team, then they'd be able to give more content, and then the mobile industry would just go bigger, because Supercell are, like, leading that, and then if their games go bigger, then the entire industry goes bigger, and then good, but, no, they just sort of keep things small, and maybe there's benefits to it, but I don't really, you know, I'm not the most well-versed on how that works, but in my opinion, the bigger the better, and that goes for more than just game dev teams. Just to make a few of you hate me straight away, my favourite card is Bomber. The guy is adorkable, I can't help myself. As you can imagine, I'm quite happy with the buff he just got, but on a serious note, I'm eager to dive deep into the community, and I'll do my best to bring more transparency and relevant information to you guys. Looking forward to working alongside you, Daria. I mean, instant alarm bells. Oh. Okay, Daria, we need to talk, right? You have a job at Supercell, right? Well in, congratulations. I'm jealous. I would love to work as a community manager for Supercell, you know? Can I, like, say that? It's a joke, right? I don't actually want to be, like, hired by Supercell, but Daria, Bomber, okay, Bomber. On a serious note, Bomber, of all the cards, you chose Bomber. You chose the free elixir common card that doesn't hit air, has like 5 HP, and attacks once every blue moon. I mean, at least lie about it. Like, at least give us like, oh, my favorite card is insert most overpowered card in the game. That gives me more confidence than Bomber. Anyway, I'm done. Bomber is disappointment. Alright, I'm a genius. So, a generous comment left by Ali said that we should sort these by top and past, I mean, I clicked 24 hours, but past week, because, wait, what? It's on past week. Wait, what? Ali told me we should set this to top and weeks, and it's actually the last 7 days that we're reviewing, and not just random stuff that comes up on my Reddit feed, so shout out to Ali, we're now doing that, and this series just got better, I guess. So this, I just saw, right, if we switch this to past year, this is the most upvoted post of the past 12 months, and it happened 4 days ago. So, let's put it back onto past week. But petition to remove these quests, which are win 1v1 arena battles 3 times with Valkyrie and Hog. Yeah, maybe, like, I get why they exist, right? It's like, hey, upgrade these cards so more of your cards are upgraded and then you can do the quest. And that was like ultimately their goal was like, hey, if we give you these quests, you're going to level more stuff up, and that's good for the game because obviously you're not just supposed to over level. But they do just become annoying because it shoves bad cards at you. For example, Valkyrie is pretty trash right now, and Hog Rider isn't in the best state at the moment, so really, if they're underleveled and they're bad in the metagame and you're having to use them on ladder just to get 20 quest points, that's not the best of ideas. I don't think you should remove those quests. I think instead what this quest should be, win any battle with those cards. So you could do it in 2v2 and get carried by somebody. You could do it in challenges where you have them at level 9, you can use them anyway. But I just think the problem with that is ladder, that you have to have them up to what your trophies are, otherwise you're just going to lose and it's basically impossible. Especially when it's 3 times, right? And you have to win those games. It's not just play 3 times, it's not just win once, it's win 3 times, and I think that's maybe the difficulty with those. I'm having regurgitations of tea. I've had so much tea see this morning. Ah, more. Oh, we have a video. Okay, you all know how much I love editing these video clips. Are you gonna like let me full screen it or not? Stop playing. No, you've already ruined what the video is now. All right, what do we got? What? Yeah, I mean, I know you will come to this show, I've said it again. I know you will come to these videos for me to get ultra nerdy about stuff, but let me just break this down for you, right? So what they've done here in this scene is they've gotten a game where their opponent's thrown an expo at the river, they have their crown tower up, so the expo is up. What they've then done is they've edited the crown tower to shrink, and they've edited in a Tesla. So these little sideboards of the Tesla, they're fake. They don't actually exist. They're edited in, right? So then you press play, and all they've done is they've played the Tesla animation over it, and you can see there's a little jump there. There was a small little jump, right? Just trust. So now this is actually a different game. What they've done is, they've gotten rid of the crown tower so the expo won't shoot, they've cut in the expo to be at the exact same point of loading, and they've just placed a Tesla down. So now it looks like the crown tower's gone down, and then the expo can't target it because it's a Tesla. But actually what's happened is there's just a real Tesla there's no crown tower, and that's where the expo isn't shooting. God, I mean, that was probably pretty self-explanatory, but I like to think that I'm good at editing, even though I'm not. Also, I'm like the worst person to watch any movie or TV series with, because I would just sit there and be like, I know how they've edited that. And really, I know, but I can't do it. I couldn't do that, what I just showed you, but I can explain it. Honestly, this is what my life is like now. I've been so, like, engulfed by YouTube. 2v2 in a nutshell. We took down the golden barrel. We used 2 logs, yeah. That's been a problem ever since 2v2, like, existed, but there's not much you can do about that. Only 90s kids will remember. I already used this one as clickbait. You can't give me this again. Give me some new stuff. Oh, Clash Royale entire player base statistics. Alright, give me some of these. Alright, there are 1.5 billion potential valid player tags in Clash Royale. So that's where you have like the little tag under your name. Mine's like PLQ something or whatever. So Supercell generated, well, haven't generated, but they've given the possibility of 1.5 billion because they know 1.5 billion people aren't going to ever play their game. So there you go. And how many of those have been created is 317 million. That's a lot of users. And then underneath this, we've got a breakdown of how many of those actually still play. So only about 14 million, which is 4.4%, actually still play. An active account is defined as an account that had recent battles at the time that this account was looked at. Okay. I don't know about this, because you have to sort of specify what a recent battle is, because if they've played in like the last 6 months, I wouldn't call that an active account. But if they've played in the last week, then maybe. But like, you look at the inactive players, 303 million inactive players is a lot. And obviously 14 million is still quite big, but I don't know, I always look at this stuff in terms of like YouTube content, because obviously that's what I do. And yeah, there's 14 million players, but I would say, I don't know, I'd say only maybe like 500,000 are active English speakers on YouTube, and that's like not enough for a YouTube ecosystem. 14 million, if that was how many people were watching, you know, YouTube videos of Clash Royale, that'd be fine. But the pour through rate from the game to content is so small for this game, because literally people see this game as, oh, I pick it up, I play sometimes, and they're very, very casual about it. The only people that only ever really watch content are ones that are like more into the game, so you know, they play like a few hours every day, and they're interested in how the game works and that. 14 million players is decent. It's probably a little larger due to the positive noise. Yeah, maybe it's not 15 million. Like, it won't have gone that much larger. For another completely irrelevant comparison, during an average week, at least right now, Steam peaks at around 15 million online players. Really? Is that true? That is pretty true. I mean, okay, I'm actually surprised about that. That's just people using Steam. Oh, that's mad. So actually, yeah, 14 million is a lot. But the only reason... Oh, that's so weird, right? Because everybody's always like, oh, this game is dead. But you look at Steam, this is one of the biggest, like, PC platforms for games. And they average around 14 million, right? They go down to 10 million, depending on the time. It doesn't give me times on here. And then it goes up to, like, 16 million on its peak. Almost 17 there, and Rail's at like a consistent 14, so That's pretty good, to be fair. There's a load of stats about arenas and all of that stuff. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bookmark this page. I'm going to leave it in the description, so if you're interested in, like, stats and all that, then you can have those. But yeah, I'm not going to look for all of these, because that would take up the entire video. Legendary troop that changes its form depending on how much elixir you spend spawning it. The blob thrives with elixir. It will consume whatever elixir you have left to empower it. Okay, so I see. So you get bloblins, blobarians, blolum, and big blob. So maybe the big blob could use work on the name, because it's just funny. And then, okay, and depending on how many elixirs you spend, you get a different one. And that's cool. I like the idea. It's a cool legendary concept. Obviously, you know, the artwork and that would use a lot of work because it's Supercell and they're like perfectionists with all that stuff, but I like it. What Musketeer, Wizard, and Witch? Nice push you got going on over there. Shame if someone made a positive elixir trait. Yeah, but if you're putting Musketeer, Wizard, and Witch all together anyway, you deserve to get lightninged off the board, so it's not really a giant skeleton being a good thing, it's that player being awful if they're putting a Musketeer, Witch, and Wizard all together. Almost as awesome as the Wall Breakers. What's this then? Oh, don't do this. This makes me sad already. They have a Valkyrie. It's not gonna do anything. Jesus! That's too many skeletons. I think my PC's gonna break. That just made me clinically ill. Are we ready for it? Yeah, I agree. Oh, it's sad. Get a free stylist to help you dress better. Oh, don't. I've been wearing this jumper for the past, I don't know, 4 videos, and it's because I have like 4 jumpers that I'm like, yes, I'll record in, and I don't know where any of them are right now except this one, so I keep washing this every time I need to record, and I'm just wearing the same jumper. So maybe I do need a stylist, and maybe this is a targeted ad. Watch out when you try and counter a Wall Breaker's push. They'll kill flying machines, and they'll kill hit minion hordes. Yeah, it's cool. They probably needed to do that, but there you go. Specialized trainers, hell yeah! Crushes opponents with a lava loon deck. Oh, I feel like they get this so wrong though. It's like the classic deck thing where they get it wrong and they end up giving you like, oh, here's a deck that nobody's ever used before and it has Snowball in it, despite Snowball being one of the worst cards in the game at that point in time. It's not anymore, but when classic decks came out, it was worse, and they put Snowball in loaded decks and nobody ever used Snowball. It's in like a graveyard deck and it was awful. Give us ability to use best chest speed up boost anytime you want. I already discussed this one. No! You're all greedy. The point of it is to keep you pushing instead of just sitting when you reach an arena, not just you put it on there and use it whenever you want. No. Who remembers this? Oh, I hated those things too much. I remember when you had to play 2v2 to get a clan chest. That made me want to kill myself. Does anyone know how to counter Witch now? She doesn't tie to my previous Fireball and Zap. For the Barbarian Barrel or the Wizard. Oh, I hate myself. 6969. I love ass. 696969. And just trying to jerk off. You two are incredible virgins. Alright, we're sub 1,000 upvotes, and I think we've done enough posts for this video, and hopefully I can make that 10 minutes. If I can't, then, you know, we'll just have to extend the outro or whatever. That's obviously a joke. There'll be enough content here. But yeah, thank you for watching again. I do appreciate all the support in this series. It's really good because these are like really chill to do, right? I can just sit here and finish this cup of tea real quick. That was really bad. We're out of sugar, and tea tastes bad without sugar. But yeah, I just get to sit here, like, drink tea and look at Reddit for, like, half an hour. And I don't know, it's like, it's really chill to the content I usually make, and people actually enjoy this. So, again, thank you for the support. I hope you enjoyed yet another Reddit review. And peace.